Every account executive should have your own personal criteria for calling on new prospects. Some of the factors include the size of your list, the tenure in your station, how much time you have available, and most importantly, your annual budget. Let's look at some reasons or some criteria that should be in place for you to call on a new prospect. First, they currently spend in competitive media. Second, they have a problem you can solve. Number 3, they have new products, new services, ownership, or new managers. Number 4, they have the ability to be a large account for your particular list. Number 5, their competition is advertising. And number 6, they have new competitors that have come into the market. For this next list of criteria, if you're using these to justify calling on prospects, you're probably wasting your time. Number 1, they're just willing to see you. Number 2, they like your station. Number 3, they are desperate. 4, they're not busy and you just decided to drop in. Number 5, no one else on your team wants to call on them. 6, they're really small now, but someday, if everything works out, they just might grow into a large account. And number 7, you are desperate to hit your monthly budget. If any of these criteria are driving your behavior, you're probably wasting your time. So inside the Knoll Sales Coach, there is a qualifying criteria form. It's found under the qualifying section under Forms and Research. You can download this form and create your own personal qualification process. Here's a picture of what the form looks like, and we've actually taken the time to fill one in for you to show you how the form works. In this particular case, an AE, the name, has called on a furniture store or will be calling on a furniture store. Their personal criteria is that this account must be able to spend at least $10,000 per year in order to be qualified for their list. Since they know this account is spending far more than that, they gave that criteria a 5. They're not positive about access to the decision maker, so they gave that a 3. The client has a problem that the AE can solve or a dissatisfaction. Again, because they've not yet met with the client, they scored that a 1. They do not have new owners, managers, or decision makers. That's a 0. They do have new products and services in the pipeline. That's a 4. They're currently spending in competitive media. That's a 3. They have multiple locations. That's also a 3. They were not referred by an existing client, but suggested by an existing client, so the AE gave that a 1. We know they're a creditworthy company. They have a professional appearance in their facility, not sure about whether they're open to new ideas or not, and their competitors are definitely advertising in the marketplace, and they have new competitors, so they scored that a 2. So this particular account scored 27 points on the criteria. At the bottom of the qualifying criteria form is a scorecard. 26 to 40 points is an A-level prospect, and 1 or 2 needs to be filled in. In other words, they need to be able to spend the amount of money that you need them to spend, and you've got to know at some point you can probably get to the decision maker. If that is all in place, that's an A-level prospect, and you should spend whatever time it takes to develop this account. 12 to 25 points says you either need more information or you think you might be able to build it into an A-level account. And 2 to 12 points says you're lacking a lot of information, or probably you just need to move on. So now you go into the qualifying section of the Knoll Sales Coach, download your qualifying criteria form, and start building out your own personal qualifying criteria so that you spend more quality time with great prospects.